I'm quickly going to go through these procedures and rules links, and you can spend some more time on the ones you think are most interesting or the ones you think your beginning teacher would like to use. On this first page, this is great for littles, and that is a Bitmoji Classroom. A Bitmoji Classroom became popular during COVID, but it's essentially rebuilding your classroom in a digital space. You can keep reusing the image or making copies of it, and all of these links are active and in the same place so students know where to click to go to them. You can also change the math or reading work or the calendar for whatever comes up. For older students, you might want to do something similar but put it in a Sheets format. And this is where you can click off activities, sort of like a digital agenda. Works great for student behaviors as well. One of my favorite sites that was great for younger students, but also for middle schoolers, is Class Dojo. There are some other ones like Remind and Blooms, but I like Class Dojo the best. And when you build a classroom, each of your students has an avatar that you can reward with points. You're also able to communicate with parents, there's student portfolios, and now there's interactive activities for students to complete. One thing I really liked about this classroom is I had a classroom behavior committee that gave the points out, and I love that you can set it up in groups and give points for collaboration skills. Another one of my favorite tools for managing behaviors is Classroom Screen. Please stick to the free version. The paid version is out of the country, so that server's blocked. But what you do is you sign into Classroom Screen and you create a screen. And you just keep this up as a tab in your classroom. And what you can do is select any of these widgets and it will run right with on your screen. I've added a whole bunch of the widgets that they have, and as you can see, you can put up a ton and they will stay on there until you select one of them and you delete it. Now on to this second slide, we have some activities for brain breaks, randomly selecting students, timers, and noise meters. Here are a few of my favorites. For younger students, there is Go Noodle, which has a whole bunch of videos that are interactive for a quick brain break and dances and things. There are also here are randomizers where you can randomly pick students. Promethean has one built in and I link that, but there is Wheel of Names, which is one of my favorite ones. You just paste in your students, keep this open on a tab, and then it will randomly pick a student. Another thing I like to use as a digital tool are timers. And if you go to sensory timers, there are some ads, but they have so many fun creative ones that like a candle or a marble or a sand timer. And then when you click it, you can actually hit Control minus and shrink the screen, and the timer will actually come up a little bit bigger, and then it'll be there for full screen. There we go. I turned on the time. So for timers, it doesn't just have to be sensory timers. YouTube has some great timers. This was one of my students. I could probably only take that for about a minute, but they love that one. Another link on here is a site that has all different tools. When you click on this link here, that's flippity.net. I'm not going to get into this a ton because I'm going to show this at a future session, but feel free to check it out for today. The other tools that we're going to cover are links to various noise meters. One of my favorites is this Bouncy Ball site where you can set up the sensitivity more, and then you can change what they look like throughout the year. And this one's kind of backwards for bubbles. And it'll tell the students if they're being too loud or not. And all those links are available here. The last page has some behavior goals. We can help you create custom behavior pages and goals, very similar to this one. These are ones where I was called CARES, feel free to use them, and STARS, which were sort of large words like acquiescent, where students worked on SEL skills throughout the year, and I had those hanging up. So we can help you make those probably look a heck of a lot better than mine too, with either Canva or Adobe. And the final tool you might want to explore is the idea of using digital tools and procedures and rules for that. And to help manage that space, we have something called Go Guardian, where you can actually monitor all of your students' screens. You can expand on it, and in real time, you can see those tabs that are open in websites and things that your student is going to. And let's say they got really into that chicken video, I can go here to the side and actually close that tab on their screen. You can also force out screens or lock the student's devices. And that is what we have for the procedures and rules links. Feel free to explore them.